processing a lot, probably like a lot of you have, around the whole Hurricane Helene and just everything that's kind of happening in the world lately with wars and politics and things, and just things feeling like a little bit hopeless. I've been personally having moments of like feeling this just dark cloud kind of hanging over life in general. Especially over my town of Asheville, where so much destruction and loss has happened, and people are still living in tents and just feeling overwhelmed with where do I begin to help, or what is the most effective way to help, or what can I offer when I'm already full with my own schedule of things that I need to take care of with working and raising a child and running a business. And so that guiltitude sets in, like I'm not doing enough, and is it even going to be effective because there's just so much overwhelming destruction and war and things happening in the world right now. And so I've been sitting with it for a while and thinking about it and meditating on it and connecting with my guides. And one of the things that's become really clear to me, and a common theme of what the Shastra Collective and I talk about, is that this is all part of the great harmonization of global unity and oneness, and that there's a certain point that we need to get to really swing things the other way, and that's the 0 point. And that happens through destruction, through breakdown, through destroying of old systems that are no longer serving, so that new things can be rebuilt. And so it seems like things falling apart because they are, but it's for a good reason. And that the darkness and the people that want to be in control and keep you separate and keep you a slave to the system, and that are money hungry, it's all going to implode upon upon itself. And but I couldn't shake this feeling. We all know this. If you're tapped into the spiritual community, all of this is why it's happening. But how to shake that feeling of just despair and hopelessness? Like, how do I get rid of this dark cloud feeling? And first of all, it's when you can shift your perspective on what's happening here. There's a little sense of like, this is temporary. This is just one of those dark night of the soul journeys that the US is going through. And if you've been through a dark night of the soul journey yourself personally, then you understand what that means. And as a country, we are going through that dark night of the soul journey of like breakdown, breakthrough, dealing with our own karma, our own trauma, our own mistakes, and making the bed and sleeping in it that we've made. But for an individual, with all of these things going on outside of us that we can't really feel that we can control, what we can control is our perspective, and we can control our choice to remain in a peaceful and I hate to say the word happy, because you might not feel happy, and that's okay, but in a place of just brightness for the future. And excuse me, when I was meditating this morning, I was like, how do I shake this feeling? And so my guide said, it's like a crate of fresh oranges. I was like, what? A crate of fresh oranges? And they're like, yeah. So take a moment with me and just entertain this for a minute, because it really does work. So just take a moment to just envision seeing a crate, like a wooden crate of like a dozen fresh oranges. Even if you don't like oranges, they look pretty, right? The color is bright, they're sunny, and then the smell of the oranges just coming off the field, just that fresh smell of like the orange juice, the zest of the orange skin, the orange blossoms, and just really breathe that in and really feel that, like, it's like this sense of like peace, the sense of like this feeling of like zen and bliss and happiness that comes from the smell of fresh oranges. And so the more you can tune into that feeling, it's not attached to anything or anyone or any outcome, but it's just this feeling of zen that just brings this chemical cascade of good feelings and thoughts and sensory emotions and energy and aromatherapy to the body to just relax your nervous system for a minute, and just try to feel a moment of like, like we may not have, or you may not have a whole lot to be happy about at the moment, but you can at least gift yourself that moment of just imagining fresh oranges. Like it's just something that is like giving yourself a massage or giving yourself, go get an energy healing session or something. But it's just that feeling of like bliss and um, upliftment that we all need, and we have to remember to take those times and those moments to give ourselves that. So personally, I'm going to be buying some orange spray scent and spraying it all around my house anytime I start to feel that cloud hanging over my head or just really getting caught up in the way of the world. But it's just something that you can utilize as a tool in your toolkit to really try to uplift your spirit a little bit, because aromatherapy really does help. But just even envisioning that tray of fresh oranges really helps to just kind of lift up this dark cloud that we're all feeling um, with the state of the world right now. So also, I wanted to let you all know that if you're here in Asheville, I'm going to be teaching a class on Friday, December 8th, I think it is, this Friday, at Moldavite Life. And we're going to be teaching how to develop your own intuition, because I feel like, intuition is one of the greatest tools that you can have in your tool belt right now, because with the way of the world and the deception and the news and the media and social media, now AI technology, like you just don't really know what to believe anymore, and so I feel like developing your intuition is going to be the greatest tool that you can have in your tool bag, um, navigating the changes ahead, because we're really kind of, in a place of like confusion, and that's what the media wants, and that's what the people at the top want, so when you develop your intuition, then you can start to really tune in and really listen to your inner knowing, instead of being so confused and so distracted by the outer world, by the media, by the people that are trying to control your thoughts, or take a lot of rent space in your brain, and so by meditating, going inward and really tapping into your intuition, you kind of remove them from having free rent in your head, so I feel like, one of the greatest survival tools that you can have in your tool belt right now is your intuition. So I'm going to be teaching a class at Moldavite Life this Friday. If you're in Asheville, please come. There'll be many more, I'm sure. Or if you just want to simply work on developing your own intuition, just reach out to me for a session at lifeofoneness.com or lifeofoneness@gmail.com. And I'd be happy to help assist you, because it's just going to be super, super important with the changes and the waves that are coming ahead in this new world of uncertainty. So thank you all for listening. If you're just tuning in now, please watch the video from the beginning, because we're really just all trying to work together to keep our inner harmony and our inner peace, to bring about the great harmonization, not be distracted by the destruction of the old way. So many blessings to all of you, and have a beautiful, lovely, blessed day of harmony, and go smell some oranges and just lift up your day. Blessings.